This episode of The Couch is proudly supported by Porto Chicken. Fresh, not frozen. Grilled, not fried. Crown and Andrews Board Games. Fun for the whole family. And Scoot Airlines. Get out of here with Scoot.
Hello Australia, welcome to another Big Couch, episode 602 for us here in this fantastic side studio in Leederville in Perth, Western Australia. We have got the bitches in today. We've got Di, Chris and Barbara McNaught. And they'll be talking some amazing topics, so stay tuned for that one. Music by Wemmer, they're coming in soon, the Wemmer Trio. Later on we give another guy, this is a guy from this week, but George, I'm not going to tell you where you're from in case you're watching. I want to call you today, and if you pick up the phone, George, you're going to win that trip to Singapore for two, so stay tuned for that one. Later on we're talking tech with Ben Aylett, and we're also talking entertainment with Brendan Murdson, and we've got Learn on the Loo. It's a great charity. They're doing some amazing work, and I'll tell you more about them. And to finish the show today, All in One. It's a fantastic 20th Century Fox movie. They're raising money for Ronald McDonald House, and we're talking to Todd Baker today, so it's a big show. Hope you can stick around. And as always, the show starts now.
It's showtime on the couch. It's showtime on the couch. You can see it from your house. You can see it from your house. It's showtime on the couch with Fred and the best in town. Yeah, it's showtime on the couch.
Oh, I was talking to Barbara McNaught. She didn't realise we were on, but she's going to be on the show very soon, talking about bitchin', all the great topics you've been talking about. Congratulations to Channel 7 for Telethon. Well done. And, of course, our good friend from 6PR, Basil Zemplis. Wonderful job you did once again. He's just a great host. And you can catch him on breakfast on 6PR from 5 a.m, Monday to Friday. There you go, a little plug for our own people at 6PR. To open the show today, the Wemmer Trio, they're a wonderful set of girls. They're playing a fantastic song called Stay. Here they are to open the show.
All along it was a fever, a cold sweat, hard-headed believer. I threw my hands in the air and said, show me some
'cause I need this hole gone. Funny, you're the broken one, but I'm the only one who needed saving. 'Cause when you never see the light, it's hard to know which one of us is caving. Not really sure how to feel about it. Something in the way you move makes me feel like I can't live without you. Yeah, it takes me all the way. I want you to
Time for another Bitchin' segment. We've got the bitches in today. We call them bitches. It's a nice term just to fit in. But let me introduce our team today. We've got Di Wilcox. Thank you very much. Teacher,
Fred.
counsellor, mother, everything. Well done.
Thanks for having
You've
me.
been busy the last couple of weeks?
I'm always busy and it keeps me out of trouble that way, so thanks for having me.
Obviously not working too well. You're always in trouble. Chris Ilsley's fresh from Telethon last week and, of course, from Perth tonight.
Yeah, I was
6
just
p.m.
going to say 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah, you're talking about me and Di? Oh, I know who's sitting next to you. Chris Ilsley, of course, from 8:80 to
evening.
6 p.m. Perth tonight, Monday to Fridays from 8 p.m. to midnight. Join him. And then the lady sitting right next to you. We've missed you for a while, Barbara McNaught from
Thank
Momentum Forum events.
Where you been?
I missed you too.
She was busy.
I was busy like all of us. But thank you. Thanks
Pink
for having
Ribbon
me
Ball
back.
went well?
Went
7th
very
of
well.
October?
We're still
Yeah.
doing the final counting, but it's all
Fantastic.
great. Thank
We'll
you.
be talking to Barbara after the break about the fantastic Perth Pet Expo that's coming up, so stay tuned for that one. But let's start with you, Barbara. What's your topic today?
Oh well. My topic is world's hottest lovers.
The world's hottest lovers. Well, you've got me and Chris and Di
I
here.
I've got
know. What an
everybody's attention.
example.
I came across this is Daily Mail
On the internet.
survey. Yes,
It's really
it
odd
was on
seeing
other
you touching
networks
the
as well
screen.
on morning shows.
Yes?
Phenomenon of it. So the results are following. It applies to female and male. So the male number one in the world lovers,
Yeah.
don't look at me, are the Australian and American
Australian
Wow.
and
and
American
South
men.
African.
There
And
you go,
South
Chris.
It used
African.
to be Italians and
Men
now
from
it's changed.
Australia, South Africa and US
Di.
all
It's
took
still
the top.
Italian.
Of course it
Don't,
is.
don't worry about
Sorry,
that.
Fred.
Italians still hold their own.
Now hang on. Women from US, Canada, France and Italy also considered the best lovers.
Really?
Australian women took the third spot, scoring a 6, which means pretty good.
Why do you think
Nothing
that
about
is?
Polish,
You're an
sorry.
Australian woman.
I'm Australian.
All right, so
woman.
why do you reckon you only rate 3? Is it that you're not
I
doing
think
something?
I'm not active enough, darling. But
Well,
my question.
Notice nobody argues with
Notice
you.
I'm not saying a word.
I was just thinking you're being very
Oh, yes,
behaved
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
here.
in
Very
bolstering my experience.
But when you
That's
hear
what
these
I
results-
said, not in doing it, but talking about it.
So do you think you can do something? Do you want to go to number 1? Are you going to try and go to number 1? Are you going to do
Darling,
something?
no, I'm very ambitious on many fields. This
Yeah.
one I will leave
You're happy to stay at 3.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to have it my private topic, but
Yeah.
I want to ask you, how do you think survey like this is being conducted?
Oh,
Honestly,
I
like.
know.
Easy, easy.
How do you reckon, Chris?
You just go and ask people, hey, listen, last time you had a good bonk, how was it? What was the nationality of the bonker?
You reckon it was that easy?
What's your nationality? And you were the bonkee. And you just take these notes down, then somebody compiles it and they go, oh, gee, you know.
And what about you, Di? What do you reckon?
I'm really curious to know, the same as
You
Barbara, how
rated
this
3,
is.
eh?
Rated 3, yeah, but I wasn't part of the survey.
What happened to that movie Puberty Blue and things like that? Australians were number 1 at this.
I know.
Love making Australians.
Australian
no better.
men-
Puberty Blues, I
But
don't think say that was a
strangely enough-
glowing endorsement
They
of
had sex.
Australian as lovers.
Australian men were number 1.
And the paddle
South
lad.
That
African
makes me happy.
and
They did.
US.
It was a pretty cool.
But I
paddle
thought
band.
that would happen. You know, men generally are number 1 in Australia at loving. You know, it's just obviously the women.
I'm just watching Fred
Well,
dig his
actually,
own hole here.
I don't know how far we can go with this, but Can we tell
you
a
got-
joke about this?
You
And
can,
then-
and then
Not
Di-
yet. I want to read you
Barbara wants
another
to tell
thing.
us.
Okay.
Sadly, men from New Zealand scored worse, hitting the bottom spot with a bad ranking.
New Zealanders.
Sorry, guys. I mean,
But I've
ladies.
You know
watched
why? They
800
said
words,
they were
yeah.
pretty bad.
When I lived in France, you know, I noticed that everybody eats everything,
Yes.
and they all very slim. And I asked once a male friend, I said, "Are you also skinny because you have so much sex?" He said, "No, we are so skinny because we run so much to get it."
Really? Running away from sex or running
running
towards
to get it.
So tell me something, Barbara. Did you have the results on how they do this survey?
Yeah, I would
Did you
say
find
No,
out? No,
no.
they didn't.
I
Why
don't
don't they,
think-
they just ask? Because let's face
Daily
it,
Mail, Daily
blokes
Mail.
especially. See,
Yeah.
this is the problem. This is the problem we got.
Yeah.
Blokes especially like to lie.
Yeah.
Oh,
How many lovers have you had?
yeah, how many girls have you been with? Oh, 500. Well, actually, the answer is probably 5, you know.
And isn't it amazing when a man says he's slept with 100 people, people go, "Oh, you're a hero." When a
Yeah,
woman says it,
complete
it's
opposite.
completely the different impression of it, isn't it?
But it's not how
Slut,
many,
she said
it's
it
how good. That's
That's
what
true.
it's about, Diane.
So Barbara's
It's not
talking
the-
about quality,
It's not the
quantity.
quantity, it's the quality.
Yeah.
You got mixed up, typical male. Excuse
Barbara,
me.
do you
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Australian men
No,
always had a
the
reputation
best-
for getting it over and done with really fast, and apparently
Barbara, do
And
you
then-
that
think,
was so they
do you
could run
think
off to
sex
tell
is
the 6
overrated,
best
Barbara?
mates about it.
Is it still
I-
important to you? I know you're young.
Definitely, as
young
a
lady like
main
you.
value for lasting relationship and
You
love.
have to have good
I would
sex.
say, no, but it's overrated because it's not the only thing that
Exactly.
counts.
And you go for quality, not quantity, like we've said. What about you, Di? Did you
I was
think?
just thinking it's about the intimacy. It's
Yeah.
that connection you have with somebody that's really important. And I think
enough.
that's what people forget. Yeah.
Well, we were number one anyway, Chris, so we're happy, but you guys have to lift your game.
all right.
Chris, what's your story?
Hang on, my phone's ringing. That's my wife. She's going to be saying things that I would like.
She might want to lift her game up to number 2 at
No,
least,
I
or
think
1.
she'd
Fred,
be.
you
I
keep
think it'd be
digging
the other way
yourself
around,
for
Fred.
yourself.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I agree with you. She's a beautiful lady, Bernadette. Anyway, what have you got for us?
Apparently, Holden had a secret plan at one stage.
Really?
They could have saved the Holden factory.
Did they tell
had about
anyone?
900. Well, they did. They hatched the plan, but the American parent company wouldn't go for it.
What was
and
it?
Well, it was to do with SUVs. And bearing in mind, the only SUV the Holden offers really at the moment is the Captiva, which is colloquially referred to as a Craptiva.
Mm-hmm.
And there are some less than complimentary Facebook pages about it. If they had been able to come up with a really good SUV made in Australia, the chances are they could have also exported it, because by the sound of things, it would have been a lot better than the Captiva.
Yeah, but see, I have to give my take on Holden. I haven't bought a Holden for 12, 15 years. 1, it's not value for money. 2, they're really ugly. And 3, I prefer the Hyundai because you get, for what you pay for, you get a really stylish car.
That's interesting you say
And
that
warranty's
they're
better.
ugly. See, a lot of people who, I mean, at one stage, people either were red or blue, said they were either a Holden or a Ford person.
Mainly men,
But
but
most
like
people
Holden.
now are driving Asian cars, be they Japanese or South Korean.
Economic cars, good-looking cars, trendy cars, good colours, great warranty. You got Kia offering 7 years, Hyundai 5 years, and Holden is still 3 years. And Holden, they still look blokey. The cars haven't changed, and they're really ugly. I drove a Malibu the other day, and they were the ugliest car. And it's a foreign Holden, so I don't know. And of course, Holden finished last week in Australia. It is sad
Mind you, I
to see
still
that.
think the Commodore was a pretty good car.
That was probably the only
the only
car
issue
I
I had with the Commodore was the couple I'd driven,
On the
they
head.
didn't give me good headroom.
Di, what do you think about the Holden closure and,
have a
and
big-
Australian
I
cars?
think
I
it's
do,
very sad that
unfortunately.
so many people lost their jobs, especially if there was an opportunity to
Couple of
save
thousand
those
people,
jobs. You know,
wasn't it?
what people forget, it's not just the people, it's their families that
Yes.
are affected
And
as
also
well.
other
And the
people who
state.
work in industries involved in the supply
The spare
chain.
parts
Yeah.
and all that. Look, it is sad that we in this country can't keep a car company going. It's a shame Australian government didn't actually buy Holden and make it, leave it as an Australian entity.
Oh, mate, no.
Could you imagine the cost
Can
and the
you
losses?
imagine what would happen if a bureaucracy owned it?
Oh,
Well,
look-
apart from anything else, they'd start out to build a car, and somewhere along the line you'd end up with a bus.
Yep.
You know, but this was supposed to be a family car.
Barbara,
well,
do you-
at least we've got a school
What's
bus.
your take on a car? I mean, obviously you don't pick the car for lovemaking. I know
Yeah.
you're not interested. Your
See,
car, what
Holden's
do you
not
have?
a car for lovemaking. Sandman's had an
Oh, I know a
unrivaled
few babies.
reputation.
The old panel
Sandman,
wagon.
oh, yeah.
What about you, Barbara? What do you drive? Do you drive a Holden?
No,
No,
I
it's
drive
not-
a small car with a
And why did you
Yours
choose
is
that
a
car
Suzuki,
instead of
by the
a
way.
Suzuki, yes,
And
with
they-
a registration, darling.
What's,
Yes.
Fair enough. I won't tell
No,
people what the
everybody
rego
knows.
says.
I can't park anywhere. Yes.
So, do you think it's a good thing that we no longer have an
I
Australian?
think it's tragic.
Yeah.
It's a statement. My goodness, it's not even not about how good, how small, how big, how nice, everything. Beauty
The
is
other
relative,
day,
correct?
Foxtel, Sky
It's
News,
tragic.
Sky
It's-
News ran the ad, the original Holden ad, and it went for about 30 seconds. They had to pull it off air because it was seen to be sexist, and because it had women in bathers and things that these days you just can't put on TV. And they talked about it for about half an hour, how sexist the Holden ad would be, and they had to take it off and they had to edit it because it was seen to be sexist. And one would think, 50 years ago, it was Australia.
We're so precious. We're so
Yeah.
precious.
Di, your topic, please.
Yeah, so my topic is about, it's been on the news lately, it's been in the newspapers, but unfortunately there are people who think it's okay to go and steal artworks, televisions and things from Royal Perth Hospital.
Oh, I saw that.
And they're actually being very brazen about it because cameras,
And they're not the
CCTV. No, they're not the staff. They're people deciding that, there's an opportunity for me, and off they go. I don't know how they actually walk out the doors with this massive picture.
Do you know
under
what?
their
It's
arms.
very easy. I'll tell you what, when my mum was alive about 3 years ago, that I needed a walker for her, and they said to me,
Oh, Fred, you didn't.
No, I'll tell you what happened. The nurse, the head nurse at the desk there said to me, oh, you need a walker. We haven't got any left, but I tell you what, down this corridor, there's 3 there. Just take one and put it in your car. So I did. I did exactly what they told me. Here I'm walking, and now I've just realised the cameras were going, what's that man doing?
Okay, all right. Okay, no problem. I can understand that. Walker, yes, medical implications. All right. Would somebody please ask me, when you're walking with the Sanyo 80-inch on your shoulder, how are you going to relate that back to? Oh, this is for my mum.
Yeah, or a massive piece of artwork that that doesn't even fit in
Where's
the car.
the security?
Is art therapy a legitimate medical treatment?
But where is the security? I mean, where were the security guards?
That's the question, because they've been
Hang on a
caught on
second, we're
camera,
just-
but no one's stopping them.
Just doing a live cross to these security guards now.
I saw a documentary
Yeah.
how Mona Lisa painting was stolen
Yes.
in 200 years ago, approximately. And it actually made the Mona Lisa painting the world phenomena and, identity that it has because of the story. Because they couldn't find for a year and a half who it was, which we don't go into it. It's not about, I think,
So
it's
what do you
the
reckon-
morals
So,
of people
what do you
who
reckon?
die.
Only a
Someone's
few
stolen
weeks
the
ago.
art to make it famous, you reckon?
No, someone stole the art. He was Italian immigrant who was bullied and treated very bad. And just to take, basically to
They
give
did it out
it
of
back
a
to them,
principle, yeah.
he took it. And when the cops came to his place, he had it on his table, took a tablecloth, put
Yeah,
under,
and that
was
was it.
drinking his tea. They looked everywhere.
And they couldn't
But
find
he
it.
also walked across of the security guard.
Oh, there you go.
Being
I
asleep.
know only a couple of months ago there was a story here in Perth that some guy ran into a gallery and pinched this massive, heavy 2-metre picture and ran out the door with it, but he did get caught. But people still do it. I don't know how people have the courage to steal from a public place.
I just think it's sad that they're stealing from our hospitals. These people are looking after the vulnerable.
I think
most
it's
of those-
sad people are
and they're
stealing
donated.
altogether.
Most of those
Stealing
things
is a crime.
Don't
Stealing
you
is a lack of
understand?
morals.
Yeah.
That is why they're stealing it from a hospital. Because it's a soft target.
It is.
Yeah.
It's like a person who mugs an 80-year-old lady. You ever notice
They're
they
not-
don't stand outside of the fitness club,
Yep.
right? When Big Bruce the Bruiser comes out after
Easy
his workout,
pushover.
he's going to pick you up and throw you 300 feet down the road. No. They're going to pick on a
I
little
tell
old
you
lady.
what.
We should actually force people. We should say your penalty
Hmm.
for mugging this vulnerable old person is you now have to go and mug 10 bodybuilders.
That'd be a bit of more of a challenge.
Just let natural selection take its course.
Time has run out. Barbara McNaught, we'll see you after break talking the Pet Expo
Thank
coming up.
you.
Chris Ilsley, you're back at 6PR 8 to midnight.
8 to midnight, share
Look forward to seeing you there.
6pr.com.au/listen
And of course, Ben
live.
Aylett, our tech guy, that's your tech guy,
Yep.
is on 8:20 on a Monday.
8:20 on Monday nights, yeah.
Look
So
forward
that
to
would be, at the moment, it's daylight savings, so that's 11:20 Eastern.
Beautiful, thank you very much. Di Wilcox, what are you going to be up to the next couple of weeks?
The next in a week, I'm off on a cruise, so I'm very excited. I've got a bit of
Working
a
on that
holiday.
rating of love making?
Yeah, that's the plan. I'm hoping to
I
find one
reckon
of those
go
Aussie
alone.
guys.
Go alone, you might enjoy
I
the
wish I
cruise.
could charge the same fees you charge.
Oh, you could. I just don't think you get as
No
many
one has
customers.
paid.
Probably not as, you probably have to make sure it's FPOS so they can't cancel it or something.
Although the check had bounced, mate, don't worry about that.
Good on you. Thank you to the Bitchin' team. We'll take a quick break and be back with one of those Bitchin' teams. Not talking love making, we're talking pets. Pet Expo right after this with Barbara. Welcome back to the couch. The 2017 Perth Pet Expo is coming up. Barbara McNaught has a couple of people in the studio and a couple of pets as well. But first, check this out. If you haven't decided whether you're going or not, this might just change your mind.
Bring your pet and family to the 2017 Perth Pet Expo. Saturday 4th and Sunday 5th November at Claremont Showground. Enjoy cat shows, dog grooming competitions, parrot demos and more. Perth Pet Expo 2017 brought to you by Meals for Mutts. Visit perthpetexpo.com.au to be part of this special event. Proudly supported by Channel 9 Perth.
Barbara McNaught is in the studio today. Now, is this your fourth event?
Fourth anniversary.
Fantastic. Welcome to the show. We're going to
Thank
talk
you.
about this now. The dates that it's on, people, is on the 4th and 5th of November, only 2 days.
That's right.
What can we expect this year?
Name it. Beautiful attractions, information. In effect, I will ask you to please read it out.
Let me read it to you.
Yes.
We've got Meet the Great Famous Pets of Perth. There's a VIP, very important pet corner. So people will come in with their famous pets belonging to famous people. And also reptiles on display by Discovery Deadly. We've also got Swan Valley Cuddly Animal Farm there. We're going to have the educational wildlife displays of West Oz Wildlife. WA Birds of Prey will be there. Camel rides, parrot behaviour and training. Cat shows by AMCATS. We've also got Rare Was It. Is that axolotl? I think that's how you pronounce it. Yes, that's there as well. Dog grooming, City Farmers Dog Wash. We've got live presentations. Rescue groups including SAFE will be there. We've also got Husky Rescue WA. Food trucks and coffee for those people who just come for the food. And of course you can relax and connect with the Pet Working Cafe and much, much more. Pretty much a big event. We've got a couple of people in. Let's
Beautiful.
introduce them. Molly, and we've also got the young lady here, which I did write your name down, but I've got the
Because
sheet.
what I have to basically also make aware of the public that everyone can bring a pet, one pet per person.
Do they
Yes?
have to bring a pet?
You don't have to, but you're welcome, and it works so beautifully because pets knock knock. They're so well behaved. They're so proud. If you didn't have time to groom your pet before, we have City Farmers Dog Wash. Now this is the famous George Dachshund who is the star in the commercial.
And I did forget,
Yeah.
it is Jasmine and George.
Yes,
George is
that's
on
right.
the right,
Yeah.
by the way.
And this
Thank
is
you, Jasmine.
Peppa, yes? So maybe
Peppa
we
and
start
Molly.
with Jasmine. Jasmine,
Yes.
tell us about the social media following of George.
Yeah, so I started George's Instagram probably about 2 years ago. So he's up to 31,000 followers.
How
Yeah,
did he get so many? Because I don't even have 1,000.
I don't know. Like, yeah.
Am I
people
doing
ask-
something wrong?
I think you just have to be a cute dog. I think.
I'm cute. I don't know about being
Cute
a
dog, darling.
Yeah. Yeah. So just kind of started from me posting like pictures and yeah. I think because we like to just keep it.
How hard
Like-
was it for your dog George to do that ad? Did you have to redo it and redo it and redo it? Was he
Not
good?
really. We only probably did like a few takes of the video. Yeah,
Talented actor.
It was more like getting him to bark on command, which was
A hard
the
thing.
tricky
So
bit.
how did you make him bark? Did you
Like over the years, I've taught him. So like if I say to him, speak, he will bark, but only
Oh.
with treats.
so could you
He's
tell him now? If I
he
gave him this
probably-
beautiful chocolate
prob-
biscuit that I have?
I probably not. George,
George,
speak. No.
bark, bark.
He's just no.
No, maybe not. He's wondering why I'm being an idiot. Molly, thank you for coming in today. You've got the beautiful Pepper today. Why did you call him Pepper?
Well, when she eats, she sounds like Peppa Pig, and she's black like Peppa.
So it's like
Yeah.
beautiful. What are you guys doing at the show? Because I know you're an exhibitor as well, aren't
Yeah,
you?
so-
Tell me about what you guys are doing.
So I also have my own pet wear label, which I run with a friend of mine, Emily. So yeah, we'll be exhibiting on the day. So George is wearing the harness today.
Beautiful.
So yeah, we'll have a full range of luxury pet
Available at the
items.
show?
Yeah, yep, yeah.
Fantastic. And what about you, Molly? What are you doing? I know you're part of Silver
Yeah.
Pet Prince, which was wonderful. What do they do? For those people who haven't worked out yet what your name's all about, what can they do through your company, your mum's company?
Well, they do dogs, cats, they use bird feathers and reptile scales. But
So
they
how do you do it? Do you actually get it on a little label, don't you? A little metal. You can actually imprint your pet's animal or any message that you want, and you can wear it.
Footprint.
Footprint, that's right. And you can put it in a chain or anything you want.
Yeah,
Fantastic. Your dog's really well behaved,
not at home.
not at home. So you're looking forward to the show, guys. Barbara, it's going to be a big day.
It's going
Anything
to be
else
a
you'd
big
like to say?
day
Because you've got a
with-
new sponsor this year too.
We've got Meals for Mutts, so the show is brought to you, Perth Pet Expo brought to you by Miss Mats. We also support Safe Incorporation. Safe
Wonderful.
WA was part of a process coming. We have the cutest pet competition just being relaunched, is back. So ladies and gentlemen, if your pet is the cutest, go to our Facebook page, our website, and enter with beautiful prizes, including Silva Pet Prints donating vouchers for having your footprint of your pet. We have basically so much information happening.
I love
there.
it. We've got the website up now. You've got the Facebook as well, perthpetexpo.com.au. We are going to give away some passes, family pass and double passes, but we'll do that on the Facebook for those people who want to take part. There's the website again. Barbara, we urge people at this late stage, there's only a couple of weeks to go, how can they still get involved? Do they need to register their pets?
Yes, they can register their pets online. They can enter the cutest pet competition. You can purchase tickets on Eventbrite. If you log to our website or Facebook page, it will, perthpetexpo.com.au will guide you where to do it. To avoid the queues, because
Correct.
obviously when thousands of people arrive on a day, if you don't like a queue, buy tickets online now.
Perth Pet Expo, it's going to be a fantastic event, 4th and 5th of November. It's going to be at the Claremont Showgrounds.
Yes.
Fantastic as always. Barbara McNaught, Molly, and of course to our good friend right next to me, and I'll get your name right because I've written it down, Jasmine, George and
you.
Pepper. It's been a big day here, but please support them. They do a wonderful community event. Nobody else does it. You need to support them, otherwise they can't keep doing it. And thank you to Channel 9 and Nova for getting on board as well. Well done, Barbara. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me. See you at the expo.
Look forward to seeing you there on the day. Great success. Now, let's hope our next call is a great success. We've got a contestant at home who entered the Scoot competition. Pick up the phone, as it says, pick up the phone. To win, you need to answer the phone within 5 rings. Now, the guy that we're playing with today, his name is George Sementsitsis. It's a Greek name, I think. He's in Nunawading in Victoria. We're going to give him a call. George, let's hope you pick up the phone within 5 rings. And if you do, you're going to Singapore with somebody you like, or not like, and you're flying Scoot Airlines, the Dreamliner experience. Let's give him a ring. Let's give George a ring. And we'll give him 5 rings. And if he does answer, he'll win those tickets. Okay, let's dial the number, Ben. And let's see what happens with George. Let's hope his phone's open. Here we go. We're calling, let me try and pronounce the name again. Sementatsis. Cementus. There you go. I hope I'm right. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. That's 5. No, George, you've missed out. Unfortunately, you didn't pick up the phone. And if you're watching this and you're a regular couch viewer in Victoria, I'm sorry, George, you just missed out on flying to Singapore. And that's how easy it is, folks. We're going to give away one more ticket before the end of the year. To be in the entry or be in the running, all you have to do is send me an email. Send it to scoot@thecouch.com.au. That's our email address. All I need is your name and address and the code word, which is Scoot. It's up on screen. Send it to scoot@thecouch.com.au. And if we pick your name and we dial you and you pick up the phone, you're going to fly to Singapore. Now, we've only got one more to give away in November, and that will be it. Thank you to Scoot for giving those away. Now, someone that doesn't give away too much things, because they're all technology things and very expensive, is our good friend Ben Aylett from Easy Wireless. Welcome back. Nice
Thanks
to
very
have
much,
you.
Fred.
I'll shake your hand. Make
There
it
we
look
go.
really professional.
Official.
What are we talking about today? Because I saw you put away some boxes over there.
Yes, I did. We are going to be looking at some affordable smartphones. So,
Now, why have they invented these affordable? Is it because all of us that have got Apple iPhones and Samsung phones, they're all incredibly expensive, like $2,000 now for the new iPhone?
Oh, yeah.
Who can afford it? Apart from you and me.
Well, that's a part of the thinking that Huawei are putting behind these particular smartphones. So, for the first time, it was in June and July this year, for the very first time, Apple slipped to number 3 in
Really?
global sales. That's
Is that
right.
because they're expensive? Is that
Exactly.
what's caused it?
That's right. So Huawei have
Yeah.
managed to snatch second spot, second to Samsung, with offerings like this.
It's almost like the Audi effect, isn't it? When you think of Coles, Woolworths, and then Audi comes along with their same but different.
Yep.
And these are basically for those people who don't want the iPhone experience but want the features,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yep. And
And
we'll
have
have
you tried them?
I've tried them there. They are pretty decent basic
Would you like me to
phones.
hold one for you? And you
Yeah,
can tell
you
us
hold
what
that
it-
one.
If I
There we
hold
go.
it up for you.
There you go. So that's the Y5. And it's a pretty basic
It
phone.
feels like an iPhone.
It does.
Or like a smartphone.
But they all kind of do, because we've now got to that point where almost all smartphones look the same.
And does it do everything that the iPhone can do, like make calls?
Yep.
SMSs.
Yep.
Emails.
Emails.
Has it got a good camera?
It's got a decent camera. So
Okay.
the big difference these days with phones, between the good phones and the really, really good phones, is the camera. And that's the big deal. And also the screen. So the screen here, it's not too bad.
I'll turn that around.
There we go. It's a nice looking screen. We can power it on just by hitting that little button there.
Yep. Oh, yeah,
Come on,
there's-
is that it?
Yes, it
there
is.
we go. So
try and
looking
tilt
at
it so you
the
can see
screen on its own,
It's pretty clear to me. There you go.
it's not too bad. It is a nice clear screen. The camera is very decent. It's good for social media, but I wouldn't use it for things like taking stuff that you're going to print out later
Yes.
on. And it's not high end as far as
And
photography
how many
goes.
megabytes is the camera?
For the camera, that one is an 8 megapixel
That's
camera.
not bad. That's
Yeah.
like the basic iPhone, but the quality of the camera is not as good as the iPhone, I guess.
Yes, but that's the main camera, the rear camera. The front camera is 5 megapixels.
So what are these in the market? What do they sell for at the moment if I wanted one of these phones?
Recommended retail for that one is $199.
Do you know, I recommend that to elderly people
Yep.
that can't afford the $1,000 or $2,000 phone.
That's right.
Kids, students.
Absolutely. If you're a parent and the kids are nagging you for a phone,
Yep.
you can give them one of those.
And you know,
That'll
it
keep them
looks
happy.
good, doesn't it? It actually
fine.
looks like a really good phone.
This
I
is-
like it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
And it fits in the pocket as well. Wonderful. Have you got another one to show us?
I do have another one.
Oh, good.
This is the next model
I need
up.
one for free.
You'll love this one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's that one?
That's the Y7.
Actually, I like the colour of that one. That's got the. If we can turn it around while you've got it on.
Okay, sorry.
Let's have a look. I think
spin it
Nick's getting a
around.
shot of it for you.
There we go.
Turn
So,
it around. Let's
a
see the back
decent
of
looking screen.
it. Look at that.
And we'll
Just as he
spin it
turns it
around.
around, I want to see the back of it. It looks good, isn't it?
Look at
It's
that.
got the silver colour.
Yeah, so it's a
Polished
nice silver colour. And this, again, similar specs. It's got a bump as far as the camera goes. So it is a 12 megapixel camera with an 8 megapixel front facing camera for selfies and things like that, which is great.
Is that the up model from the one we just had a look at?
That's right.
And
So
what did you say that was worth?
this one is worth $299.
That's still affordable.
Yeah, for a slightly larger screen, a bigger battery. So both of these phones will go a day between charges.
I'll give
So
you that
that's
one
no
back.
problem.
Now, are they good for the internet? Do you know, like with a lot of things that I would use it for is looking up things on the internet, using
Yep.
it for apps like my banking apps and things like that. Are they good for that? Have you tried it?
They're fine. They're running Android.
Oh, so it works.
So it's the same operating system used by Samsung phones. So if you're a fan of Samsung, you'll probably enjoy these if you've got a budget to fit, and you can
And,
get things
and
done.
they're all made over in Asia, aren't they? They're Chinese phones, are they?
This is a Chinese brand.
Yep.
Pretty much where I think all other smartphones are made.
Yeah. Look, you know what I love about this brand? I never get the name right, and I'll let you pronounce it properly. But it's a very well-known brand. When I travel overseas, especially
Oh, yeah.
Asian countries,
Yeah.
everyone's got them.
Everyone knows a Huawei.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Now, if people want to get these phones, where's the best place to get them?
Pretty much everywhere.
Look at
So,
the retailer.
Yeah, so the prices that I've given you, they are the retail prices. But if you have a look at places like JB Hi-Fi or Harvey Norman or even Officeworks, you'll probably find them at a bit of a discount.
There you go. So you don't need to worry about having to afford a Samsung or an iPhone. If you can't afford it, you can get something that isn't the same sort of market, but does the same sort of thing, all your apps. Now, what's trending at the moment? What's big news in tech? What's everyone talking about?
The big news in tech at the moment is a massive security flaw with everything that's wireless.
Really? Why is that? I had a message about that on my iPhone. Someone was telling me to be wary of something. What was that all about?
It is about the design of the wireless protocol. So we have our wireless networks, and they use this encryption protocol to keep things safe.
Yep.
Now, all the members of the wireless consortium, so that's like Apple, Samsung, Microsoft, Intel, all these people get together and they say, all right, so this is how we're going to make sure that everyone works on the same way. So we're going to draw up this standard. Unfortunately, this standard has a little bit of a flaw where an attacker can bombard a network and then quickly say, oh, look, I'm the new router.
Yep.
And this is the new encryption key that everyone's going to be using. Now, if the attacker knows the encryption key, the attacker can then watch everything that's going
you're
on
doing
through
through
the
the
wireless
phone.
network. Yeah,
That's-
on your phone, on your router, on your smart fridge.
Are you serious?
On your PC, anything that uses the wireless protocol is vulnerable.
Okay, what do they need to do to find out if this has happened to them?
Check for updates.
Okay.
Always updates. So the good thing about this being a design flaw is that it can be fixed with a software update.
Oh, that is as easy as that.
That's it.
Fantastic. Now, you're going to be on Perth Tonight this week as well at 8:20
Every
on
week.
882 6PR with Chris Ilsley.
Every single Monday night, I'm on the air 8:20 with Chris Ilsley.
And if people want more information, of course, they can go to your website, which is easywireless.net.au.
.net.
Got it
Bingo.
right, didn't? About
got it.
time, isn't it?
Got in one.
And thank you very much for coming in today. Look
Always
forward to
fun.
having you back in a couple of weeks.
I'll catch you then.
And that is, of course, Ben Aylett from Easy Wireless. He knows everything. If it's technical, if he doesn't know it, nobody knows it. So there you go. Join him on 6PR on Monday night as well. We'll take a quick break here on the couch. Coming up after the break, more fantastic guests, more fun, and we'll see you there too. See you soon. Time now on the couch to talk to a wonderful guy. His name is Tom Mullins. He's over east, actually, and we're going to be talking to him about WaterAid and also Learn on the Loo, which is happening in November. Tom, thank you for being with us today.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
And where are you? Are you in Sydney or Melbourne?
No, I'm in Melbourne.
Melbourne. Thank you very much. Now, today, tell us a little bit behind the scenes of WaterAid, what it's all about and what it does.
Sure. WaterAid is an international federation NGO that works on water, sanitation and hygiene, and WaterAid Australia primarily works in Papua New Guinea, Timor and Cambodia to work with communities and governments to support people who have access to toilets, clean water and better hygiene.
Now, we talk about toilets. We all take it for granted. We live here in Australia. Most of us have a running toilet that is pretty comfortable, clean and it runs. But obviously there's a lot of parts around the world that don't.
No, that's right. I mean, we take it for granted every day. We get up in the morning, we go to the toilet. You know, we get up in the middle of the night if we have to, and we go to the toilet and we flick on a light. You know, for many people in many parts of the world, they just don't have that luxury. So there's about 2.3 billion people globally who don't have access to a decent toilet. In a place like Papua New Guinea, there's about 80% of the population that doesn't have access to a decent toilet. So if they have to get up at night, they often go out into the bush and in areas that are then used for other activities throughout the day as well.
So that leads me on to my next question to you. Learn on the Loo fundraiser, it's coming up in November. What's that all about? Why did you start it and how does it work?
Well, Learn on the Loo is a WaterAid fundraiser to really try and engage people with the subject matter and to help people have a bit of fun while they're on the toilet and to raise a bit of funding for WaterAid so we can work with more communities to build toilets in the countries where we work.
Now, I believe...
Learn on the Loo is a challenge for people to make a commitment while they go to the toilet in the month of November to try and master a new activity.
I've actually seen some of your TVCs or commercials. They're quite funny. We believe that it's 8 hours. Is it a month that we spend on the toilet? Is that true?
That's right. It's 8 hours, or it's about a month, or it's about 10 to 15 minutes a day. So it's plenty of time to
did the research?
set yourself a challenge.
How did you do your research?
Well, I think it's there's quite a few global statistics that we could look at and pull together, and we just sort of pulled it all together.
All right. So what do we do for Learn on the Loo in November? What are we asking people to do to support you?
Well, we're asking people to set themselves a challenge, whether it's about, saying, memorising the periodic times table or, mastering some activity. The one I like best is the idea of paper origami, toilet paper origami. And so to set yourself a challenge, sign up on the learnontheloo.org.au webpage and to go out there and do a bit of fundraising as well. To get people talking more about toilets and the importance of toilets.
I know people probably listen to this now and say, we're really talking about toilets. Do you get that sort of attitude and people aren't aware of the real complex issue?
You do, but I mean, it's also one of the issues that people absolutely get. I mean, everybody gets you need a good, safe, clean toilet. Everybody gets the idea that if there are communities or schools overseas or healthcare facilities that don't have toilets, that's going to have impacts for the ability of women and boys and girls and men to go to school, to go to workplaces, and to have clean, healthy and hygiene. I mean, the simple fact is that, I think it's one child dies every 2 minutes from diarrheal-based diseases that are linked to dirty water and poor sanitation. So toilets, they are so central to the well-being of all of us.
Everyday
and I think
life.
it's an idea that everyone actually gets very intuitively.
Very true. It's part of our everyday life. It's reality. 8 hours a month is a long time that we spend on the toilet, and I guess some people probably spend more. So learning a new skill, learning the flags of the world, doing your times table. I know I go to a friend's house that when you shut the door, he's got a couple of things that you can read on the wall there, and I always read it every time I go to their place, and I think it keeps you occupied. So Learn on the Loo, is it running nationally around Australia?
It's running nationally around Australia, so everybody everywhere can sign up and do some fundraising. We get great support from people involved in the water sanitation industry in Australia. So many people that provide great, our great services here, support WaterAid in different ways, and we'd encourage people across the country to, as you say, look on what's on the back of the door and to
Read a
try
book.
and master a new skill.
I reckon even reading a book, start reading a book, and every time you're in there, teach yourself something new. It sounds fantastic. I'm hoping that you'll have a day dedicated to learning on the loo, which sounds fantastic as well. But I guess that's the future for WaterAid. Thank you for running this great event. Thank you for being concerned about the rest of the world as well. 2.3 billion people who don't have proper toilets. Tom, was there anything else you wanted to say just quickly?
No, just that, look, we really encourage people to go to the website, learnontheloo.org.au and find out more about the challenge and to get involved.
Thank you for your time. I've got to rush off because I've just got to go to the toilet, but I promise to do my times tables while I'm out there.
Many thanks.
Good on you, Tom. Well spoken, and thanks for being on the show today, and good luck.
Thank you. Bye.
Well done. There you go. Learn on the loo. It's a great event. I don't really have to go to the toilet. I was just being funny. But someone that may have to rush off is our very next presenter, Brendan Merzen. Welcome back.
Hey Fred, thanks for having me
There you
again.
go. What do you do when you're on the toilet? But I don't mean literally. Do you do any learning? Do you read
No, I really
magazines?
don't understand why people do that on the toilet, to be honest. You've got to go, do it, and get out of there.
Do you know what I can't understand? The people that actually sit on their phones while they're on the toilet and they're messaging you. And you're thinking,
The amount
"Oh."
of bacteria and gross stuff that will be on the phone after from that, yeah.
Exactly. So no playing with your phone. But we're talking entertainment today, and I've seen your list of 3 great topics today. Lisa Wilkinson, hasn't she been in the news lately?
So the biggest thing was probably Lisa Wilkinson on the Today Show announcing her departure on Monday afternoon last week, and then 45 minutes later, 10 announced that she was joining the project.
Isn't it funny that she's got, apparently, it was all over the fact that she told management at Nine that she wanted equal pay to Carl Stefanovic. It's about $3 million, apparently. All right, they knocked her back. They actually have come back and said we nearly offered her the same amount of money with endorsements, but she knocked it back. So one would lead to think, this has gone on for a week now, this discussion. Do you think that maybe she was going to go all the time? She was going to go to 10?
She could have, maybe she was just seeing how far she could push it. But I think it is interesting that Nine took her swipe card off of her after the negotiations fell through, and then she wasn't even able to go back the next day to say goodbye or anything.
That's the only thing that after 10 years of giving you good ratings, you say how good she is with the network, and then they pushed her out the door and said you can't come back and say goodbye. But I saw that footage we played. I love the fact Carl Stefanovic and the whole team actually paid tribute to her.
Yeah, so they still said farewell and they still said their nice stuff to her. But and Channel 10 also said welcome the next night as well. So
isn't it interesting too to hear that she's going to be working on the project and a couple of other issues? I'm going to say it first here, what I think will happen with Lisa. Lisa will end up on a new revamped breakfast show on 10. They've emptied out the Studio 10 people. They've moved them into the news area,
Yeah, I saw
which
that.
eliminates the use of the studio. Well, surprise, surprise, that studio needs to be used for something. Otherwise, why would you move them? Now, the rumour is that, yes, Grant Denyer's moving Family Feud to Sydney. That could be recorded there, but I also think there'll be a breakfast show coming very soon. Because I'm sure you watched the project. I would have thought the project is the wrong demographic for Lisa. She's 57. The project's usually 20 to 35-year-olds.
yeah, well, Lisa's a pretty young 57, but she is going to be hosting the Sunday project, and then they said she's going to appear twice a week on the Melbourne one as well. So
Interesting
let's see what
times
happens.
ahead. Look, we wish her well. I think she's a fantastic presenter. She came from 7. She started the Weekend Sunrise
Weekend
with
Sunrise,
Andrew.
yeah. And she's been on so many things, like she was the editor
Cleo,
of, and
assistant
she was
editor.
on Beauty and the Beast on 10. So she's done a lot of stuff over the years. And
We just wish her well, and $2.3 million is what they're talking about. And I saw her husband, Peter Fitz, I always forget the name of Peter. Fitzsimons it might be. Her husband was saying today they've been following her in cars and they've been stalking her, and he's just sick of it. So not a good thing. Leave her alone. Let her get on with her life. She's going to be on TV next year. Enjoy it, especially for the Channel 10. It's a win.
Yeah, I think CBS have a lot of faith in her as well, and they're the ones that are going to be probably
Correct.
owning Channel 10.
And I think the comment from CBS was, we think she's like Katie Couric from
Yeah.
the Today Show. Good luck. Let's hope she is. Now, the next topic, Fashion Police, ends on E!
So yeah, Fashion Police has been on E! In America for about 20 years, like off and on as specials. But
It's a TV show that talks about people.
The TV show where Joan Rivers was on there talking about, what celebrities have worn on the red carpet and stuff like that. But it's been on as an actual series now for 7 years, since 2010, and it was really successful. But
Is it a good show?
I've never really seen the full show because it's not airing on regular TV. But this is the 80s special that they're going to be airing, which was never aired before Joan's death. So, but since Joan died, it's kind of had a lot of dramas. The matriarch of the family dies, and then all hell breaks loose. Kathy Griffin came in for a while, didn't work out. Kelly Osbourne quit. There was the other guy that was on there.
Problems.
Yeah, so they've had some problems with keeping the cast together. So it's kind of sad it's ending, but it's kind of its time. So I guess if any fans of Fashion Police want to watch it on E! It's going to be, I think, November 26th, the final episode.
November 26th.
Yeah.
There you go. And what channel is it on?
That's just on E! So that should be on Foxtel,
Oh,
right?
it's Foxtel, pay TV. So it sounds like an interesting program. Do you think a lot of people will miss it? Has it had a lot of support online? People saying, we don't want it to end?
I'm not sure. It's probably more Joan Rivers fans who just appreciate the old stuff because it's not really the same anymore. But they've kind of tried to keep it going with the same energy, but it's it's a little different.
And I tell you what, we've all been touched by this Harvey Weinstein, even though we haven't. Everyone's followed him in the last couple of weeks. Terrible, terrible situation. What's happening with that?
Yeah, the Harvey Weinstein allegations have probably been the worst thing that's rocked Hollywood for a long time.
People are coming out of the woodwork saying, I had the dealing with him, I should have said something.
Yeah, well, the New Yorker, I think, or the New York Times did a article on it and announced that there were 12 women or so who had allegations against him. And then since then, you've had Angelina Jolie come out, and Gwyneth Paltrow, and Kate Beckinsale, and Rose McGowan said that he, had raped her. So there's so many allegations. And obviously, it's. Well, it's not looking good for him. He's in sex rehab right now. He's apparently been telling everyone in rehab that it's a conspiracy theory against him. So I don't think he's going to recover after this. He's been fired from his production company. The Academy has expelled him. They've got an investigation against him.
Look, if he's done all these things that people are saying, then so he should be. The way they're treating him is fair. I think just devil's advocate here, it's so sad that all these things come out so many years after.
Yeah.
We've had it with Rolf Harris, we've had it with so many different, the guy from Hey Dad. I'm not saying at all that they didn't do what this allegedly, accused of, but I'm thinking, why has it taken so long?
The reason it takes so long is because people don't have the courage to actually speak out when it happens at the time, and then they see other people speak out about it, and they get the courage to say that it happened to them as well. And there's that whole #MeToo thing happening as well, where women are saying that it did happen in normal workplaces, because people feel like they can't speak up and say what happened, otherwise they'll lose their job, they'll lose their opportunities. So they kind of feel scared to keep their mouths shut.
And has The Bachelorette finished yet? Sophie Monk?
The Bachelor, I think the finale would have aired this week. So
do we know who she's going for now? Because a lot of people want to know who Sophie's going to be going
So
with.
the final three are Apollo and Stu and I don't know who the other.
Who do you
Jared.
reckon she'll go with?
I reckon the guy that's the millionaire that owns the pubs.
Oh, go for the money. I wouldn't have thought she needed the money, but you might be right.
Then at least she knows that he's not after her money because he has his own money.
Correct. Oh, it sounds good. Bachelorette ends on 10 next week, and lots of stuff happening in TV, new shows like Sisters, and heaps of stuff to look at next time you come in.
All right, yeah, I'm sure.
Thank you very much,
happening.
Brendan Murdson, talking
Thank
entertainment and showbiz and TV. We'll talk to him next time, a couple of weeks from here. We need to take a quick break. Coming up after the break, we're going to talk about a wonderful film preview that's coming up for Ronald McDonald House. The movie's called All for One. We're going to talk to the guy behind that from the Red Shoe Society after the break. Welcome back to the couch. Of course, Ronald McDonald House does an amazing job here in Australia. We've got a guest today from the Red Shoe Society. He's the chairman of the society. His name is Todd. We're going to talk to him very soon, but we're going to talk about this fantastic film night that's happening. The movie's called All for One. It's all to raise money for Ronald McDonald House. I haven't seen the movie. You probably haven't either. Check it out.
We come from tribal people, and I think a lot of us are still searching for being part of a group that does something special.
We wanted to create an international team with Aussie DNA. They're the young, talented group. And then we wanted to surround those guys with uber experienced guys.
But when I kind of look back on it, I don't think we really knew what we were doing.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Every team goes into the Tour de France wanting to do something.
Well, is this the day that Orica Green Edge claims the victory they've really wanted?
Fingers crossed.
How are they going to go?
It was like the Titanic hitting the iceberg.
I thought we were going to be the only team ever kicked out of the Tour de France for nothing to do with doping.
There was a bit of a fear with all these Aussies coming together that it was going to be a big party team.
From the outside, it looked like a team that was having fun, but were they serious?
He wanted to prove what he could do.
I'm running out of chances in this race and I haven't really shown this team what I'm capable of doing in the classics.
Cyclists are the toughest athletes in sport.
I can't remember the accident. I visit 10 doctors and only one tell me you can recover.
And it was pretty line ball if he was going to race again or not. The team said, no, we're going to give you a contract regardless.
Matthew Heyman, always with me, is my boss.
I don't know why we clicked so well so early on.
Him tell me, hey, I'm suffering, and you tell me all the time you feel good. If you feel good, you can win.
And he took off.
Chavez is going for it as he's on full attack mode right now. Chaval, 15, venga, vamos. Still on the 60. Oh, look at that, almost to a standstill.
Este equipo le volvió la vida destruida.
You know, a team like this is the reason I'm still racing.
Heyman is back.
What a return of Matthew Heyman.
The thing about the team is they go all for one and one for all.
Now, before I talk to Todd, let me tell you some details about the screening itself. The movie is called All for One. We're going to be screening this on Thursday, 16th of November 2017, 6 p.m. for a 6:30 start. Now, it will be at the Windsor Cinema in Nedlands, and the cost is $30 per person, with $10 from every ticket going directly to Ronald McDonald House in Perth. Tickets can be purchased. We've got a website on screen right now, but the Red Shoe Society is probably your best place as well. There's a link there. We're going to talk to the chair from Red Shoe Society, Todd Baker. Thank you for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
Now, you told me you're a little bit into cycling, aren't you?
That's correct, yes.
So this movie fits in perfectly for you.
Absolutely, it certainly does.
Now, tell me about the Red Shoe Society. What is it all about? Because I've never heard of it.
Well, Red Shoe Society is a group of young professionals raising awareness and funds for Ronald McDonald House in Perth.
Now, what if I was a member of Red Shoe Society, what sort of fun could I have by joining you? What sort of stuff do you do?
Yeah, sure. We try to host 2 to 3 networking or social functions per year. So far this year, we've had our annual Red Shoe Society race day out at Ascot Racecourse.
Why red shoes, mate? What's the whole idea of the red shoes?
Oh, Ronald McDonald.
Is that what it is? The clown
shoes? Absolutely, yes.
Aha,
Yep.
so it's really it's exclusive for this.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
Fantastic. Because I thought you were going to tell me you tap dance, because I saw your shoes. You had the red shoes on.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, you do it just for Ronald McDonald House. So
Just exclusively for Ronald McDonald House.
that is an amazing thing.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing this?
Myself, I've been involved in the group for 3 years and have been the chair for the last 2. And Red Shoe Society itself has been around for 5 years, coming up in November.
A big society, is a big membership?
Look, what we try to do is just get as many people as we can to our networking functions, and the whole idea is just to get as many people as we can involved in Ronald McDonald House.
That's an amazing cause. Can you tell us a little bit about Ronald McDonald House? For those people, I mean, we know it's a wonderful place.
Yep.
Tell us how it all works.
It's basically a home away from home for those families who have a child that's going through a serious illness. There are 47 rooms at Ronald McDonald House in Nedlands. It's a purpose-built, beautiful facility there.
Beautiful.
Yeah, where the families can go and relax and spend some time together while their child is being treated at one of the children's hospitals.
Affordable place too.
Yeah.
It's right next to Sir Charles Gairdner Hospital, isn't it? On the behind it, in fact.
Yeah, next to the new children's hospital.
That's it.
Hopefully, once the children's hospital gets up and running, it's going to be a fantastic link between both the house and the hospital.
Now, like we said, $10 from every ticket that's sold for $30 goes directly to Ronald McDonald House, which is a wonderful charity.
Yep.
So we want, how many people can we hold at the Windsor? Probably 300-400 people, I reckon.
Yeah, about that, I think. It might be a little bit less, but look, we want to sell as many tickets as we can.
Don't limit yourself. Go online, buy your tickets, even if you have to stand. It's worth it. It's a great cause. Was there anything else, anyone you wanted to thank or anyone that supported you throughout this journey?
Oh, look, I just think anyone out there in Perth, young people, sort of under 35 is our target market. As many people as we can get to this event, and just thank you for all your support for other events throughout the year.
Now, that's just a refresh. We need you on board. You need to get online right now. As soon as this show's finished, do it while you're listening to me. It's called All for One. It's a fantastic movie screening. Now, you were telling me there was only ever one screening of this movie, so it's not been seen by many people?
Correct.
So we want you to be an exclusive viewer, because like me, I've never seen it. Now, it will be on Thursday the 16th of November at the Windsor Cinema in Netherlands. $30 per ticket. It's a bargain. There are the details there. The redshoesociety.com.au/events, or just go to their website. There's a link there. $30 per ticket. $10 goes to Ronald McDonald House, and we need you to support this fantastic course. Red Shoe Society, can people join you?
We're open to everybody.
And what do they do? Just go to your website?
Jump on the website. There's links there to become a member. And hopefully we can see them at the movies.
I am looking forward to many more events that you guys are sort of hosting and running, because it's a wonderful cause. And I look forward to putting on my red shoes on the night. Maybe you should wear your red shoes and we'll give a prize out, something like that. But there's no need for you to have a reason for doing it apart from being a great charity. Ronald McDonald House, support them. Thank you very much for coming in today.
Thank you very much.
Good luck with the screening. Thank you to Todd and the Red Shoe Society, a wonderful charity event for Ronald McDonald House. Now, if you missed any of those websites or details, please go to our website, thecouch.com.au. Everything will be there, all the links. We look forward to your company next week when our special guest is, of course, Ben Elton, comedian, actor, producer, and pretty good West Australian as well. Nice guy. We'll talk to him next week. We're right out of time. Thank you very much to all our crew who gave me this fantastic chocolate to eat, celebrating our 15 years on television. Thank you very much to all our UWA crew, to Nick, to Rosalie, to Fiona, and to Gabby. And if I left anybody else out, thanks for the chocolate. We'll see you next week. We're right out of time. Bye.
This episode of The Couch is proudly supported by Porto Chicken. Fresh, not frozen. Grilled, not fried. Crown and Andrews Board Games. Fun for the whole family. And Scoot Airlines. Get out of here with Scoot.